As you probably determined from the countdown, it's a bit of a different show today. It's all about cell phones. Good morning, Staples.
This is the Cell Phone Show.
Woke up cold one Tuesday. I'm looking tired and feeling quite sick. I felt like there was something missing in my day-to-day life. So I quickly opened the wardrobe, pulled out some jeans and a t-shirt that seemed clean, topped it off with a pair of old shoes that were ripped around the seams. And I thought these shoes just don't suit me. Hey, I put some new shoes.
Good morning, Staples. It's Tuesday, April 30th, and I'm Lexi Andros. We're going to try something a little different today. 40 years ago, on April 3rd, the first cell phone call was made. Our class started thinking about that and decided we'd try to put together a show that revolved around cell phones. We weren't exactly sure what that meant at the time, but for the next week, smartphones in hand, we filmed. We'll show you what we came up with, but first, the pledge, shot with an iPhone, of course.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The year is 1973. The day is April 3rd, and the place is the corner of 6th Ave between 53rd and 54th Street in Manhattan. And
Dr. Martin Cooper is about to make history. The electrical engineer from Motorola has his new invention in his hands. He's about to have the world's first conversation by cell phone. So who's he going to call? His chief rival at AT&T Bell, of course.
This is Joel Engel, and guess what? I'm calling you on a cellular telephone, portable, handheld phone. And there was a silence at the other end, which I think represented a gnashing of teeth.
Those early cell phones were fat, slow, and expensive. About $4,500 for a brick that talks.
$4,500. Obviously, we've come a long way over these 40 years. Now we've all got cell phones and pretty much couldn't live without them. It wasn't that long ago that there was a school rule here at Staples that prohibited cell phones in school. Different people have different opinions about their use in school. One of the things we did last week is go around and try to find out some of those opinions.
So, Mr. Rado, what are your views on cell phones in school?
Well, I kind of have mixed feelings about cell phones. I think they can be really good in the case that you want to look something up really quickly, or if I want to include cell phones in a lesson. But on the other hand, they obviously can be distracting to students. And that's where, I'm not really sure how I feel about it. Sometimes I feel like the students need to make the decision on their own, and if they're making the decision to text and not pay attention, at some point they need to pay the consequences for an irresponsible choice. On the other hand, the kids that just can't make that decision on their own, that would be a time where I have to step in and take the phone away or ask them to put it away. But overall, this is what's happening now, so I just feel like you have to go with the flow and figure out what works best for you.
I think that students can use cell phones for the benefit of an activity or what's going on, if they need to use the Staples app for their homework or to look up, a lot of times in English class you have to look up a word in the dictionary that you don't know. However, many students think that they can use the phone to go on Snapchat or Twitter or Facebook or texting during class and that teachers don't realize. But no one looks down under a desk and smiles for no point. So it's very clear when you're using the phone inappropriately. So when that happens too often, then teachers should be able to take the phones away from the kids.
I try to discourage cell phone use in my class, especially for things like playing games or other distractions or things like that. But I think they're also a useful tool technologically. I think a lot of students use them to plan their day and write their homework down and to also look and see maybe how much time they have left in class or how long they have to take to get a task done. So I think there's advantages and disadvantages to them. Again, always trying to discourage kind of game use and texting and things like that during class, but I think they can be a useful tool too.
We'll follow that last video with a PSA that Jeff and Cyrus put together.
Students are always on their cell phones, even when they're not supposed to. Here are some of the ways they hide it during class. Teachers, be wary of these tactics, and students, be courteous to your teachers. Don't use your cell phones in class.
So for some teachers, Jeff and Cyrus just revealed some tactics that students employ. Whether in class or not, obviously cell phones are being used all the time at Staples. Tyler, Robert, and Jake went around to find out what some people's favorite apps are. Here's what they found out.
Hey guys, my name's Tyler. For this cell phone show, my group decided to go out and interview different Staples students about, what are the top 3 apps that they think that are in high school right now. And let's show you my piece.
So what do you think are the top 3 Staples apps used in high school?
I'd have to say Tinder, Facebook, and Twitter.
My Staples?
Staples, Facebook, Twitter, Temple Run, Skype.
We collectively as a group think that the top 3 apps at Staples are Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat.
Okay guys, that's it from me and my group. I hope you guys enjoyed the piece. A lot of people thought that Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook were the top 3 apps. In my personal opinion, I think that the top 3 apps are Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And that's it from me and my group, and let's throw it back to the host.
Let's talk about apps now. Various people in our class wanted to showcase some apps they thought were cool. Here's what we came up with as a class.
So, Jake, what are you doing?
Snapchatting.
You're what?
Snapchatting.
Do you guys Snapchat? Yeah. So, Miss Horgan, do you use Snapchat?
No. My name is Mrs. Parkhurst, and I love Snapchat. I Snapchat with my daughters and my granddaughter, and I also Snapchat with a lot of my daughter's friends at school. They're sophomores at different universities.
Oh, it's a video of a puppy! This is from my daughter.
I definitely use Snapchat every day to quickly send messages to my friends.
I love Snapchat.
I use Snapchat every day.
So Snapchat's pretty cool. It gets messages and pictures out pretty quickly, so like Snapchat, baby.
Good morning, Staples. As many of you know, there's a popular app called Instagram. We decided to take a closer look.
Instagram is super easy to use. There's no written instructions. You simply snap a photo, crop it, add a filter. Sharing it with various social networks from Twitter to Facebook can be accomplished simply by sliding a button over. It's because of how simple it is, plus the easy compatibility to so many social networks, that made Instagram so popular and got it its billion-dollar deal.
We decided to figure out what makes students want to Instagram a photo.
I Instagram pictures that I think are memorable and nice to look back on and stuff.
I Instagram pictures if I think they're funny. I agree.
What makes me want to Instagram a photo is something that inspires me.
I Instagram pictures because I want people to know what I'm up to.
I Instagram a photo because it looks cool.
I like to Instagram pictures because it's artsy.
Me too.
I Instagram photos whenever I'm with my friends. I Instagram photos to make it look like I have friends.
Alright, what's up Staples? Me and Trevor are here to introduce 2 smartphone apps. The first is called Action Movie FX. It's an elite app. You just sort of go around filming people, and then it has sort of a action effect. It's a lot of fun. You can kill a lot of time like that. The second app is called VidRhythm. You can literally point the camera add a friend, and it will tell you a word to say. You say it, you do that a few times, you press a single button, and it puts together this funny music video. So we're about to show you a little montage of some action movie FX and some vid rhythms. Hope you enjoy.
We'll get back to the videos in a moment, but first, a few announcements. Senior Lauren Weinberger is hosting her 3rd annual benefit concert called Listen to the Beat to raise money for the American Heart Association. The concert will take place at Tokay Hall this Saturday night, starting at 8 p.m. Ticket prices are $15 for students and $20 for adults, and you can buy your tickets at the door. There will be many Staples students performing in the event, so come down and support not only your friends, but a wonderful cause. Again, it's this Saturday night, and Lauren will be here on Thursday's show with more details about this great event. The Day of Silence is coming next Friday. Sign-ups will start tomorrow outside the cafeteria. Again, sign-ups for the Day of Silence is tomorrow through next Wednesday. The Staples chapter of Junior State of America had a very successful showing at Spring State Convention this weekend. Staples took home by far the most awards from any school in attendance, receiving over 25% of all that could be won. Best Moderator awards were won by Robert DeLuca, Baxter Stein, Kayla Gitlin, and Casey Liu. In addition, the honor of being named Northeast Statesman of the Year was given to Mike Holtz for his dedication to the organization. This weekend's convention was also the last one presided over by Governor Jacob Meisel, who did a fantastic job this year in his role. Congratulations to all. Now here's Will, who is back with his guest, the film contest.
Oh, hey. Didn't see you there. I was just finishing up this delicious sandwich from Christie's. You know, I might stop by later and pick up another. Maybe with a large drink to wash it down with. That's good. So, way back when, before break, I gave you a movie with 3 clues, which were that the movie was filmed at a group of islands that are separated by the Cook Strait, which is New Zealand. The second clue was that the lead actor broke his toe on the shot they used for the film, which was Viggo Mortensen, and that someone who cannot jump far is thrown onto the bridge, which was Aragorn throwing Gimli onto the bridge during the Battle of Helm's Deep in Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. So that was a tough one. And there were a few people who got it right, so congratulations. Right now, 3 people are tied for first place. And right now, there's the opportunity for someone to take the lead and get closer to getting a chance to getting 4 of these sandwiches for free. So, clue number 1 this week is inspired by today's theme of cell phones. During the film, there is a very poor attempt at a prank phone call. Your second clue is that there is a sequel coming out for this movie in the near future. And your third clue is that this film helped launch the majority of the lead actors in this movie from successful to basically superstar. As a reminder, the Dropbox is located outside room 450. And good luck, and I'll see you next week.
Besides showcasing apps, we use smartphones to film some events, teams, and contests around the school. First up, Emma and Doug have this piece about the talent show.
Hey guys, I'm Doug.
And I'm Emma.
And did you guys see the variety show?
The talents were amazing.
Yeah, there was some really crazy things.
So we're gonna show you some highlights.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, you are beautiful in every single way. What am I supposed to say when I'm all choked up? You're okay. I'm calling to be
That's amazing. I didn't know that so many students in Staples had such amazing talents.
Yeah. Now back to the host.
Next, Allegra put together this video about our water polo team.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm one of the 4 girls water polo captains this year. We're all really excited for our season. It's going to be a great season, and you guys should all come to our games.
Hi, I'm Sarah Cooperman. I'm a senior. I'm one of the captains for the girls water polo team in the spring. And just letting you know, our season's coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun. Games are always super exciting to watch. There's a lot of punching, kicking, occasional bleeding. So they're really entertaining. So it'd be great if you had a bunch of fans come out and support the second best water polo team in the FCAC. Thanks.
Cell phones are becoming more and more a part of everyday life throughout the world. They are changing many facets of how we live, how we work, and how we get information. We'd like to close today's shows with some New York Times reporters discussing how important cell phones were at the Boston Marathon.
They captured the sprawling scene and helped identify the suspects. This is nothing new for reporters, but the bombings may mark the first time that smartphones and social media have played such a crucial role in a big running story.
It was a split-second decision with an editor to decide, do I run back and grab the gear, or do I just run with my iPhone down to the scene? And I ran with the iPhone.
The first one went off. I thought it was a big celebratory thing.
So there was this huge blast, and it was right behind us. And we were up against the fence, but the people right behind us all fell. And
Meaning the flesh landed on you?
yeah.
From the explosion, Jesus.
You had that real immediacy
Right.
with your iPhone that really that helped convey the story of that, the urgency.
You know, another thing, Rick, that cropped up this time that I haven't seen before is the use of a police scanner by average citizens. And I don't just mean the guy sitting there with his crystal radio set, but there's an app now for police scanner. And so many people here had that app on, so a lot of people sitting at home were much more ahead of us in terms of what they were hearing and where, especially on Friday night as they were closing in on the suspect who was hiding in the boat.
Kit, lessons learned from covering this tragedy.
I would say it's a basic reporting lesson, not so much peculiar to Boston, but just always have a charger for your iPhone.
Brent, lesson learned.
I totally second that. I have a charger here that was given to me by a marathon runner in the Starbucks on Boylston Street as I was trying to file video. I just ran out of battery, and she gave this to me, Susan Phillips, thank you. I promise I'll mail it back, to juice up my phone enough before we got forcefully evicted by, the National Guard.
Wow, have chargers. I never thought that would be your conclusion after all this.
And that's our conclusion too. Today is Matt Bateman, Nick Durbel, and Daniel Cooper's birthday. We'll close by wishing them a happy birthday, but especially we want to wish a belated happy birthday to the phone call that a different Cooper, Dr. Martin Cooper, made 40 years ago. You probably have your cell phone either in your pocket or in your hand right now. We can trace that back to a call Dr. Cooper made from a brick to AT&T from 6th Avenue. So long, Staples.
Amazing.
Scooby-Doo,
Amazing.